Hello, friends, this is Zarbod. I thought I'd tell you about my weekend. I ran into a little legal trouble due to a misunderstanding, but it's really not my fault. You see, a friend told me that I had issues and should see a therapist to work through them. Apparently, drowning my sorrows in alcohol doesn't actually solve them. Who knew? Anywho, I called a therapist to see what that costs. My insurance only covers real injuries and not made-up problems or generalized whining disorder. Anyway, the therapist said she charges $300 per hour. Wow, that's a lot of money. She said she had a sliding scale for costs, but apparently she was not willing to slide any farther toward free. So forget that. Frankly, I'd be willing to listen to people whine for a third of that. Can you imagine? To verify my theory, I asked my doorman if he'd be willing to listen to me whine for $100 per hour. Turns out he would. If that's all it takes to make a person feel good, more people should do it. To further support my theory, I started to asking people on the street. That's where I ran into trouble. I met this young lady who was hardly wearing any clothing. She had fishnet stockings on and skin-tight clothing. I assume she is poor and couldn't afford finer fashion, so I asked her if she would be willing to make me feel better for about $100 an hour. Unfortunately, she was an undercover cop and she arrested me. Something about solicitation. I'm not sure what that word means, but apparently it's illegal to get help from an unlicensed street therapist. What a crazy law. So, anyway, now I have a court appearance and may be in some trouble. Oh, well, I'm sure it will all work out in the end. She asked if I wanted to get off, and I really do, so I'm optimistic about the case. Until next time, I remain your humble servant, Zarbod.
Zarbod is cool.